5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, what's happening, y'all? What's up? I'm Trey.
And I'm Q.
And man, y'all already know, y'all clicked on it, right? Y'all already know this is How Do You Love Me? All right. And listen, before you even say anything, I know it's been a couple of weeks. All right. But look, we needed to take a sabbatical real quick. All right. Get our focus on for the rest of this year. 2021 is about to be big, man. So we had to, when you got plans as big as us, it's going to take a couple weeks to get it all organized and stuff. But we back. We in this thing. All right. So, and actually, y'all, today, we starting this thing off crazy. All right. So you got to stay for the whole episode. But with that being said, Q, what are we doing today? What are we talking about?
Man, have y'all heard of this term called toxic positivity? Trey, you heard this word? I'm sure you done heard this word.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Now you have, because that's kind of all I've been talking about. First of all, I am not on the side of people who believes that toxic positivity is something that is negative. I feel like toxic positivity is something positive. Okay. Because the word, we're going to get into it because I just want y'all to stop saying that this is negative. Being positive is not a bad thing. I want this word to disappear. So, Alexa, play Unbreakable Smile by Tori Kelly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what's up, guys? It is our first episode of 2021. We kind of did one ending last year, kind of wrapping it up. But this is our first official one of this year. And let's go ahead and get started with how full your cup is, Trey.
Look, my cup is actually, y'all already know. Don't act like this is something new. My cup is full, man. It's full. It's maxed out.
Oh, any particular reason that your cup is full this week?
Look, if you're listening on the podcast, I feel sorry for you. Matter of fact, go over to the YouTube channel because you'll be able to see why I'm happy. A little piece of it.
Yeah, you can see me like squinching my eyes.
Listen, I have some new spectacles. All right. They came in a little earlier this week. And
I didn't even notice those were new.
I know, but look. Y'all, look, you know why she didn't notice? I'm not even going to say it's because she don't pay attention to your boy.
I do pay attention, but they all look the same to me.
That's what I was about to tell him. That's why I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
I do see that they say Gucci on the side.
Listen, man.
And they blue.
Hey, man, you ain't got to say all that.
I'm just not recognizing them, so I'm calling it out.
Yes, this is true. So, look. I'm not mad at her because I already know. She says all my glasses look the same. So if you're watching on YouTube, maybe you can see it, maybe you can't. It is what it is because I buy them for me. Well, I like glasses. So one thing I do know is they are not all the same.
They look like they have this brownness to them.
Listen, y'all.
The shape is kind of the same.
So she's talking about the frame, the actual frame. Yes. I like what they call tortoise frame. So it has that brown, the couple different browns going through it. I like that. But everything else on the glass, on any of my frames, they're all different. It could have oval shape. This one that I'm wearing today, they're square.
I feel like that most of them are square and they're all brown.
I do put a lot of tint in my gradient tint. So today they're blue. I have brown. I have black. But yeah, well, so
sunglasses?
No, not sunglasses.
See, I don't know enough about them, and that's like terrible on my part.
Yeah, if you can see my eyes, it's not sunglasses. Not technically, but I'm saying these aren't sunglasses.
Well, anyways, I'm glad that's filling your cup this week, babe.
Yeah, I was happy. You know why it made me so happy? It's because I waited over a month to get them. It was like a month and a half because I messed up on my prescription. I do all my stuff online. Shout out to Easy Contacts. Normally, by the way, we ain't supporting like putting no brands out there if they ain't paying no money. But this unless we really like them, and I really like Easy Contacts. They do all my stuff online. So normally I do that, and I have no problem putting it. I don't know what I did, y'all. I put a 1 in a spot that was supposed to have a 0, and so my left eye, I couldn't see out of it. So they came in, they was fire. Couldn't see out of them. I contemplated like just squinting. Like, you know what I mean?
No.
And then I quickly found, I'm like, man, I'm gonna mess up my eyes.
Yeah.
So
and you wasting your money.
Yeah. So I was like, no, let me do it right. So I sent them back. They, it took another couple weeks. And yeah, so that's why.
Well, I'll tell you why I probably didn't know. It's because you wear your hat. And when you wear your hat, I don't know. Look, it sounds like a terrible excuse.
It is.
But
I'm not even gonna play you.
It sounds so bad, but when you wear the hat, it all looks the same.
Type bad excuse right there. But it's all good, man. How you doing? How your cup?
My cup is on about 90%.
That's good right there.
Yeah, like I feel like I had a pretty rough week this week. I can't even pinpoint like one thing that was terrible. It was like trash the whole week. They freaking kicked my butt this week, with all these assessments and behaviors. It was like, it was just crazy. But yeah, I'm on 90 because I rounded it out yesterday by going up to the school, getting back on track, trying to, get a couple steps ahead. And for whatever reason, just being even a day or two ahead of my norm helps me out so much. It like frees my brain. That's one less thing I got to think about over the weekend. So I'm on about 90%. Oh, and hey, I found this website.
Okay.
Really cool website. It's it like rates your ingredients and brands and products to let you know how harmful they could be. Because what kind
of product? You talking about makeup?
Okay, so here's the thing. No, not makeup, because I'm not really concerned about it yet. Now I might in the future.
Okay.
Because if you look at me on YouTube, my face is a little broke out, but that's more like mask-y than anything else. But no, I found this because I just bought this new line of natural hair products. It's called Adwoa Beauty, and that's
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. They got her curls looking right.
Yeah.
I mean, they all have their own mind right now. And I'm talking about her individual curls.
And my hair is so moisturized. But anyways, I was looking at this brand because, it's just what I do. Like right now I'm like a natural hair hoarder and product junkie. And anyways, like I already have enough products in there, but I for whatever reason, I was searching the product or whatever and came across this website called EWG's Skin Deep. And basically it tells you like it rates the ingredients in the product to let you know how harmful they are. Y'all, that was pretty cool. I went down this little rabbit hole searching up all of my products to see like maybe I shouldn't be using that anymore. Some of them, it'll let you know how cancerous those things are. And it rates them on a scale of 1 to 10. So I like that. It's pretty simple, and some stuff I probably won't be keeping or buying again, but hey, that's where we are. So that was something interesting that I learned. And it's also filled my cup because it's not school related.
When you learn better, you do better.
That is correct.
Yeah. Should anyway.
Well, we are going to go ahead and transition into our topic for today. So if you listen to our little snippet at the beginning of this episode, I kind of complained about people who talk about toxic positivity. Y'all, this is a word that I've heard so much in 2020. I don't think I've ever heard it before then, but I think maybe it got a little more shine this year because of, people being laid off and, time at home, it, has increased and just all the things. So we found an article from healthline.com, and it reads, when I was laid off from my staff job a little less than a month ago, many well-meaning friends and family rushed to tell me that I needed to stay positive. I'd be back on my feet if I just stayed focused, they said. Plus, they reminded me it could be worse. At least I was getting a severance. At least my husband was still employed. At least I still had my good health. The undertone was clear. I should be grateful for what I did have. I shouldn't dwell on what I had just lost. No one meant to hurt me with these comments. They were trying to make me feel better. And of course, I was grateful for what I did have. I know I was still in a pretty good privileged position, but that didn't mean the situation still didn't suck. Layoffs are awful. They're even more awful in the middle of a pandemic, when job loss is at a historical high in this country. Finding a new gig didn't seem remotely easy, especially when it felt like everyone was looking for a job and nobody was looking to hire. I felt disillusioned and anxious. No amount of positive thoughts and attempts to stay upbeat would change that. There's nothing inherently wrong with positivity. In fact, it can be a force for good that helps motivate you for the future. But positivity can also become harmful when it's insincere, forceful, or delegitimizes real feelings of anxiety, fear, sadness, or hardship. In this case, it's not healthy positivity, it's toxic. Dun, dun, dun. So anyways, I brought this up because, y'all, I'm a first year teacher in a new place where there are already people who have feelings about the profession, about the other people in the building. And when I first came, I let them know I'm not here for the drama.
Cool.
Okay. I'm not here for the drama. I told one of my friends at the school, I was like, hey, I'm not here for it. And so if somebody starts talking, don't think I don't like y'all, but I'm going to get up and leave because I just don't want to be in it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want my name to be in it. Talking about, Q was in the room and she heard and what you think.
And as a first year teacher, that's smart. Like, you don't want to be in a situation where, yeah, this is our first year. I don't think we're going to have her back.
Right. Because she was in the middle of all that drama,
That's
so
smart right there. Okay.
I just told her, I was like, I'm trying to keep a positive attitude about, these things. So I'm trying to stay away from the drama and the negativity. Well, in a way, I could tell she wasn't, pleased, or she wasn't really, happy about what I was saying. Because, it's just like, why don't you want to hear this? It's like good stuff. It's juicy. Like, come on, get in with it. And if I'm complaining, come on, you complain too, kind of thing, right? But I wasn't thinking that way. So, a little bit after that, I started seeing posts where people would be like, that's toxic positivity, and, stay away from people who are, positive like that, and they just want to brush off your feelings and da-da-da-da like that. Anyways, it makes me mad because what's wrong with being happy? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's wrong with me protecting my peace and me saying, it won't always be this way? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, you preaching to the choir over here because you already know that's what I'm all about. For me, my long-term saying, positive thoughts, positive actions. Mm-hmm. Like that's just what it leads to. When you think about it, if you're thinking about negative stuff all the time, more than likely you're going to attract that negative stuff, right. Other negative stuff.
Right.
And really, when you think about it, all you're really doing is your mind it knows that that's what you're focused on. So it's bringing attention to all the negative things that are around you.
Exactly.
So whereas if you're in a more positive mindset, you might not have saw that, whatever it is. But because you're in that mind frame, boop, I see it, and then what does it do? Just feeds more negative. I think it's a good thing to try your best to be as positive as you can be. Even if basically it's not fake it till you make it, it's acting as if. Mm-hmm. So even if it's not there yet, I'm going to act as if it is until it is. What's wrong with doing that? You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I understand, but let me read this next article. So the next article was from CNN Health, and it posed a question. It said, what's wrong with being positive all the time? And then that sounds like what I said.
It does.
Anyways, it said, it's not that being cheerful is a bad thing. A positive attitude can be a gift to those around you, but it shouldn't take the place of listening thoughtfully to others' experiences. First of all, in none of this have I ever not listened thoughtfully, to people's feelings.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like whenever I listen to somebody who's having a hard time, I'm like, I really, I'm sorry that you're going through something like this. I wish nothing but the best for you. And, keep your head up, stay focused on what's good, but apparently that's me being toxic.
That's wild.
It is, because it's like, let me keep reading. Let me keep reading.
Yeah,
it says,
to go in.
As examples of positive responses that might quash a friend's ability to share their feelings, it said, look for the silver lining. Everything happens for a reason, and it could be worse. We're on the list. Okay, now it could be worse. It's definitely like on the list that I probably wouldn't.
Yeah, it's borderline.
It's like low.
That one's, yeah.
It's like real
you don't
low.
Use that
I said that one time and I was like, ooh, I shouldn't have done that. But because it's like, I don't care how worse it could be.
Right now.
Now. But anyways, it said instead, they suggest phrases that communicate a willingness to listen and to share life's difficult moments with the people you care about. Like, this is really hard. I'm thinking of you. Or I'm here for you, good or bad. But I just want to the only difference between those two is the fact that I'm saying something positive. I'm listening to you. I am thinking of you. But now I want you to let go of those feelings that you're having, because you really can't change what's happening.
Yeah. And I mean, if this, right, what you just read, if that's what like majority of these people think when they hear something like, like you just said, it sounds like they might not even try and understand what's really happening. Mm-hmm. Like if I could understand that, if that's how that person really was, like if they really didn't listen to anything you said and was just like, suck it up.
Yeah.
But like, if you have someone that you genuinely trust, or you're talking to them about it, so you have to have some kind of, trust with them.
Right.
You gotta understand that when they did hear you, and they're just trying to not only say that I empathize with you, but also lift your spirit. Like, so you're saying you want somebody to come in and say, oh yeah, I understand that, man. I hope you never get out of that.
That's how I feel. Like, I feel like people want you to like sit and be depressed with them. Like, dang, girl, I can't believe that happened over and over again. Like,
yeah.
Oh, I can't believe it. Dang, man, that sucks. Like, that's what you want. If that's what you want, you better just tell me now, because I'm leaving. Because I might say that a couple times, but I haven't fixed or given you any kind of hope. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, just don't share it with me, because I'm the wrong one.
I feel like I might have known somebody.
Me.
I mean,
you used to look, babe. So, this is why it's so funny, because this used to be me. I used to be on the other side. I didn't have a word for it, but I couldn't stand it when I would come. I would tell Trey something like, "Oh, I'm feeling really anxious," or "I'm nervous," and now I'm worrying about XYZ, and he'd be like, "I mean, you need to focus on something else. Like, you can't change that. And yes, your feelings are valid, but focus on something that you can control." And I'd be like, that is not what I want to hear. I'd be like, that's why I don't talk to him.
That's true.
That's why I don't tell him nothing. But now I understand a little bit more about it, because my mindset controls my day. You know what I'm saying? Like, if my mind is in a negative place, like I'm in the trash for today, then my day gonna be trash. But if I'm thinking positive, even with all the things that come my way throughout the day, or life or whatever, if I have a positive attitude, then I should be able to make it, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, I can like, when something comes my way at one point in time, I could be like, you know what? That was terrible. Throw that away. But, on this next thing, it's going to be good. It's got to be good. You know what I'm saying? I'm believing that it's going to turn around and it'll work out for the good. And even if it doesn't do that, then I still have the next thing. But people want you to be like, dang, girl. Ooh, that was terrible, girl. You should never do that again. You be like, I know, right? No, but some people want that kind of stuff. Sometimes on here, it said that sometimes we just need to say, yeah, me too, or that makes total sense. It's allowing someone to express something that's authentic, even if it's uncomfortable or even if it's hard to hear. And here's the thing. That one part where they said, that makes total sense. What if it doesn't make sense? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want a yes man, then just say that.
Only ask those people. Like, if you want somebody who's just going to say yes.
Yeah.
Or, that's going to waddle in the mud with you, cry with you all day, and not come up with some sort of way to, not everything can be solved in a day or at that moment, but at least shift a mind.
Yeah.
Like, at least some kind of mind shift to try and put you in a better position, a better space to make it through that night. Like, if you want to cry yourself to sleep all night and then wake up crying and there are people who, they get off on being like that.
Yes, they do.
And I don't know. Y'all out there, maybe y'all can tell me. I personally don't think that that's healthy.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
I don't believe that.
Thank you.
I don't see how, being in that state of mind for that, that period of time, I don't see how that's healthy.
I don't think so either. But here's another thing I think about all the time. Like, we're Christians. And Christians get a bad rap for a lot of things, but I just never thought I would get a bad rap for being positive. You know what I'm saying? Like, like being positive, but being a new creature in Christ means that I must think differently than I did before. That's why, like, I'm having this transformation of the way that I think. And I have faith in God and I put my trust in him. And so if my goal is to have a positive life, then I must think positive things, right?
Yeah.
Because if I think negative things, then I'm going to have a negative life. And I don't care who you are. If you want to have peace in your life, then you need to work on having more positive people in your life, more positive thoughts, in order to have peace.
It's really as simple as what you just said. Like, it's not hard. It's not complicated. If, like you just said, if it's peace that you want, focus. What are the things that bring peace? Mm-hmm. Like, if it's money that you want, what do you have to do to make money?
That just made me think of a Rihanna song.
Oh, Lord.
If it's loving that you want, you should make me up. Okay, sorry.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, this is like back when she was young and swinging them hips. Oh, no, I'm sorry, I done got you all off.
New Islander.
Yes.
She was brand new, fresh.
Yeah. Well, okay, so anyways, toxic positivity. I feel like this term is just justification for people who want to stay in a depressed and angry state. Mostly angry.
Yeah, and I forgot. I want to bring it back real quick before we move on. Earlier, you were talking about how when you wake up, you venture in on based on that, like good or bad type deal. And when you really look at it and go through, most people when they wake up in the morning, it's pretty neutral, like for the most part, unless something happened that night before. You wake up in a pretty
dreams, them dreams.
Yeah, dreams. Good or bad. You're in a neutral spot, and then what happens after that that could make the rest of your day, right? Like if you woke up,
stubbed your toe
as soon as you got out of bed, your day is probably messed up unless you have a strong mind to be able to stop focusing on that and get back on track. That could mess you up. Or on the way to work, somebody cut you off. You jacked up for the rest. You probably thinking about that hours later.
I would.
You know what I mean?
But I was late.
Yeah. So it's for sure. You gotta be intentional about the things that you think about the things that you put in. Put in yourself in you. Yeah. Inside of you, the stuff that you put in you. It all makes a difference.
Well, hey, hate to preach to y'all, but anyways, I got a scripture to read.
You did?
I did, because when I was thinking about this, I thought of this scripture, and while I couldn't say it like verbatim, I knew the gist of what it was saying. So this is Matthew 6:25-27. And it says, "Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Is not life more than food, and the body more than clothes? Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they? And here it is right here. Can any one of you, by worrying, add a single hour to your life? And that's all, like, when it all boils down to it. I mean, you might call me toxic with my positivity, but honestly, when I say stuff like it could, I mean, I've said it before, it could be worse, or, think of good things, or focus on the positive. I'm honestly telling you, like, the worrying and the anger that you have, it may be valid, but you cannot change it. You can't add an hour to your life. So do what you can. Do what you can. Focus on the positive and get through your day and get through whatever it is. I ain't saying you can't feel it, because I feel like that's what people think when you are when you're being toxic positive or whatever. People feel like
you nailed it.
Yeah, like you can't feel the feeling. I'm not, like, Trey had to tell me that the other day, and I was like, okay, that's all I needed to hear. You can feel the feelings, but you also, like, it's human to feel the feelings, but now you need to do something.
Yes. Like, every feeling that we have, God put that in us. Like, so obviously at some point in time, can be used, right? It will or can.
Right.
The thing is, though, there are certain feelings, certain emotions that, I mean, they can be a detriment if you stay in them too long. So you have to, I mean, that scripture you read was spot on as far as, listen, what are you worrying about? Mm-hmm. I'm out here feeding birds.
Yeah.
That they don't
even worry. They don't worry.
All they do, they get up, sing to the Lord a little bit, right? Chirp, 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 chirp. Then they fly out, and then they are expecting to get a worm. I know they do that in cartoons. Do birds actually eat worms?
I think they do. I think they eat a lot of stuff.
Okay, so they're not going out thinking like, I might get a worm. No. When they leave that nest, they're expecting to get a worm. Mm-hmm. Whether they got one yesterday or not, the next day they're still expecting that. And I think that's all it's saying is like, look, you can't change Jack, but I can. Mm-hmm. Let me do it.
Right.
You just focus on what you can control.
Falls into the next one. Cast your cares.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. All right. So if you haven't already checked out the YouTube channel, what are you waiting on? The episodes you're listening to, including this one, have videos. So if you like seeing people's faces, head on over to YouTube to watch the episodes and subscribe while you're over there.
Yes, ma'am. Before we get into the next topics, we're going to go ahead and pay some bills real quick. All right. So that's another thing that we're going to be doing all 2021.
Hey.
We're going to be paying bills, y'all. So with that being said, y'all, BetterHelp, better HELP. All right. So BetterHelp, what they do, they're counselors. All right. You can't always, especially in times like today, go and, speak with your pastor about all your different things. Sometimes it's just not going to be able to, be available at that time. That's where BetterHelp can come in. All right. Because here's the thing. If y'all are arguing over who didn't wash the dishes, all right, guess what? It's something else more than who was supposed to wash those dishes. All right. And who can help you with that? The counselors at BetterHelp. BetterHelp, they'll assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. All right. Y'all can start communicating in under 48 hours. All right. So it's not a crisis line, and it's not about self-help. It's professional counseling done securely, all online. All right. So you don't have to go in and worry about, wearing your mask and sitting in a waiting room and all that stuff. You can just go and get right online and get to it. All right. You can log in to your account anytime, send your message to the counselor, and you'll get a timely and thoughtful response. Plus, you can also schedule weekly videos or phone sessions. All right. So you're not even gonna have to sit anywhere that you don't want to be. By the way, listen, if you get a counselor and you're like, I don't really know if I really like them, they do their best to, based off of how you fill it out, to match you with the best person that they feel like would be best for you. But you can always switch to another one anytime you feel as well. So how do you do it? How do you start living a happier life today? All you have to do is visit their website. All right. The website is BetterHelp. That's better, HELP.com/HDYLM. All right. That's better, HELP. And join over the 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. All right. By the way, this podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp and HDYLM listeners. All right. They hooked y'all up. They loved me and Q so much that they are hooking y'all up with 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/HDYLM. All right. Let's get back to it.
All right, so in the news this week, trailblazing actor Cicely Tyson has died at the age of 96.
Yes, she did.
All right, but I have been seeing a lot of people saying like, oh man, this is so sad. You guys, she lived a very long and hopefully enjoyable life. She did so much.
Yeah. I mean, looking here, y'all, remember this lady was 96. It says her career in film and television and on Broadway started back in 1959. And if I'm not mistaken, she was still working up until 2020.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
I feel like I think so.
I'm pretty sure she was in something last year. All right. But some of the most important things is that you can get out of it. She had values. Remember, don't ever, for anybody, for any amount of money, don't ever lose your values. It says she refused to play drug addicts, prostitutes, or other roles that would push stereotypes of black women.
Okay, because you know they like to do that.
I mean, yeah. But the thing is, she was still able to find work without having to, submit to those type of roles. She was also the first black woman to host Saturday Night Live.
Whoa,
that's
didn't
huge.
know that.
Huge.
Did not know that.
Yeah, she was born in East Harlem to immigrant parents and was one of the founders of the Dance Theater of Harlem. That's wild. Like, I think that place is historic, monumental.
Yeah.
And she was one of the creators of that. All right. And of course, she's won multiple Emmys, a Tony, an honorary Oscar, among many other things. So listen, shouts out to Cicely Tyson. That, like you said, a lot of times when you're able to live 96 years, she's seen a lot.
Yeah.
A whole lot. So
yeah.
One of the, before we'll leave you with this real quick. She, one of her quotes that she says, "I want to be recalled as one who squared my shoulders in the service of black women, as one who made us walk taller and envision greater for ourselves." And we all know that sometimes that's all you need to do is to be able to see someone do it, to let you know that that's actually possible for you.
Right. So she was out here being a light.
That's it. Got to be a light. And when you do that, you'll help serve others out of many, many others.
Well, next up in the news,
what we got next?
Georgia teen stole $1 million from Kroger.
Yo. First of all, when that first popped up, I'm like, $1 million?
$1 million.
Like, and I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, in my head, my small little head, I'm thinking, man, they had $1 million going through the cash register.
That's what I was thinking too.
You know what I mean?
That's what I was thinking.
I'm thinking he in there just snatching and stuffing pockets, right? And then you start reading the story, and it says a Georgia teen in Gwinnett County, right? He's accused of stealing nearly $1 million from a Kroger grocery store. It says Gwinnett police said Trey Brown, 19, an employee at the store, stole $980,000.
How, Sway?
During a 2-week period through a scheme where he made returns on non-existing purchases. Now, y'all,
dang,
y'all, this is where I'm like, okay, you deserve to get caught. I'm not condoning violence. I mean, I don't condone violence, right? I'm not condoning stealing. But why in the world would you steal $980,000 in 2 weeks? Okay, you gotta spread that exactly.
He was being greedy.
Exactly. You gotta spread that kind of stuff out. Again,
student loans. Maybe they was racking up. No.
980. I mean, he is 19, and for him, I don't know how elaborate
he got greedy.
A return scheme is. Like, I don't know if it entails a lot, but that's all it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
This dude literally could not. He couldn't get enough of it. Like, he probably got 100,000 one day and was like, "Bro, I think I can do 250 tomorrow."
Well, okay, so here's the part I'm trying to figure out. So the next part says Brown made more than 40 returns that ranged in price from $75. Y'all, he was just doing too much, to $87,000. Police said.
See, look at that.
Really?
That mean one return.
Really? At Kroger?
Exactly. Who in the world is buying $87,000 worth of stuff at Kroger at one time?
With the store, and the store apparently still has inventory.
Come on,
no. And it says he put the returns on credit cards. Really? So that they can come get you?
He 19.
Then he said he used the money. Oh, this is some N-word stuff.
Big N-word. That's type N-word right there.
He used the money to buy clothes, guns, and 2 cars.
I wonder why.
He totaled one of the vehicles before he was arrested.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. He it almost sounded like he wanted to get caught.
That's what it's, but he got cocky. But yeah, I'm just like, where was his old heads at? Because somebody had to teach him how to do this. Who was out here on the streets with this dude and didn't help him?
I don't know.
Because I'm sure you knew little Trey Brown was poor before then. He was working at the grocery store. He barely had shoes that, looked decent or whatever. And next thing you know, he got 2 cars and he got all these clothes.
Who co-signed on the cars?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Which one of these old heads wasn't out here trying to help him? Because they wrong for that. But anyways, it says the fraudulent transactions were noticed by a corporate employee who contacted police, which was probably somebody who was doing an audit, trying to figure out now how in the world
did y'all get No, they probably was saying, how in the world do y'all have $980,000 in returns at this store?
And probably
when the average returns is probably 5,000.
No, probably not the returns. The average, expense, whatever you call it, expense. Not even returns. What if they didn't have that much profit that week or
it's
whatever?
Not even about profit.
Yes, because how you gonna return it if we ain't even had that much profit?
It's deeper than that. When you have a company, look, on a month-to-month basis what the average is.
Okay. Yeah.
So you're not even looking at that store made 3.5 million that month. They're looking at, okay, this store averages 3.5 million in profit. They average $6,000 in returns every month. So if you got that's a red flag.
Yeah.
This month,
it's a red flag.
$980,000. Okay. What's going on at this store?
Well, it says he was arrested and charged with theft by taking.
Man.
And he was released from jail on $11,200 bail.
Listen, man.
Honestly, this was just really sad. He's 19 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Really hate this for him because he gonna have to. You gotta learn.
Unfortunately, I don't really know. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I don't know a whole lot about that side of stuff. I don't know how long this is gonna stay on his record, but I mean, at 19 years old,
definitely a bought lesson right there.
Yes, a big time, man.
I hate that for him too.
For real. Hopefully that was a big one though. Hopefully he learned that one and he don't have to buy another one. He can teach somebody else who 18 who thinking about doing it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's get to this next one though. So this one have y'all ever heard of a push gift?
Yeah, I had heard of it. You hadn't heard of it. This was your first time hearing about it.
We don't have kids, right?
Yeah.
So
he don't watch too much reality TV.
That is also
either,
true. So I had no clue. Excuse me, y'all. I had no clue what a push gift was. But anyway,
a push gift is the gift that you get for having a baby.
For pushing the baby out, these are the gifts that I gave.
Sometimes I've seen people get cars and trips and bags and shoes and all kind of stuff. like real big expensive stuff, to thank the mother for having your child.
And this is on TV, right? Like reality show. Mm-hmm. So this is on reality TV. So when the dude tried to do this in real life, let's see what happened. All right. So Rashad, is that his name? I think so. It says let's just say a man went viral last year, talking about 2020, after he bought his partner designer bags for giving birth to their child. He tweeted, after the birth, "She pushed my baby out, so I pushed my butt to Lenox." And Lenox is a mall in Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Atlanta. So let's get to it. At the time, he was called out by some people who told him that he was setting the bar too high.
Called him a simp.
Oh, they did? That's cold-blooded. But they said he was setting the bar too high, and he'll make women feel like they deserve luxury items for giving birth. And the man defended himself. He said, look, his woman deserved that and more. And why did he think that? Because reality TV showed him that. They buying cars and everything. So I got to do what I can do.
She was probably fine.
Yeah. So 6 months after, all right, so we in 2021. The man returned to Twitter to say he just discovered the baby might not be his. Golly. He also added other tweets expressing how heartbroken he feels and saying he wishes to die. And that's cold-blooded. Mm-hmm. All right. It also said
this show. Right here, this is just messy.
This is what they do. This is what they do, right? It said the Maury Show, a TV show that helps expose paternity fraud, even responded to his tweet and asked if he'll be needing Maury's help. So this one right here is tough because that's a long time.
It is. But first of all, let me say, and I know that this isn't a cut and dry black and white thing all the time, but if she was your wife, the chances of this happening would probably be a little less.
Ding, 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 ding.
I'm just saying, I don't know these folks.
I'm with you on that.
But I feel like, this would have been a little bit different if that was your wife. Now, granted, stuff can happen.
Yeah, but like you said, because it's I feel like for some people it's a different, reverence for marriage and the sanctity of that. So it's like, golly, that's rough. Mm-hmm. I heard a dude. What y'all think about this? What you think about this? I heard a dude he think after he saw this, he said he think that it should be mandatory. And I was like, that's a little far. It should be mandatory for babies to be tested right after birth.
Dang.
That's what I said. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I was like, that's a little far.
Golly.
He talking about all of them. I'm like, dude, you need to change out who you messing with. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But that's right. He do need to change who he messing with, because if you messing with the type of girls who would do you like that,
exactly,
then go ahead as soon as they come out. And you can also test them while they're in the womb.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that's for somebody who really don't.
Like we need to know now.
Look,
before we go any further.
I ain't doing nothing for you or this baby until I find out. That's cold blood.
It is.
That's rough.
It is. That's really terrible. But anyways, y'all, I don't know. I guess that's just part of the game. When you out here and you're not committed and you with somebody who is playing the game too, it's possible that stuff like this can happen.
Somebody can get burned.
Yeah. So he done lost out on some time and lots of money probably, because I'm sure he done help take care of that baby for
6 months.
However long.
6 months.
And then that push gift probably ain't coming back. So whatever it was.
Well, let me ask you this though. Like, and I'm not making light of his situation. This is bad, but I'm saying, like, the baby being 6 months, right? I'm pretty sure that there's some kind of attachment, but at 6 months, in my mind, the baby don't really know you like that.
Well, I guess it depends on what kind of man he is. So yeah, you could leave, but if you done got attached, then...
So you caught what I was saying. I'm like,
yeah. Yeah, because ultimately it's up to you, and depending on what kind of mama he got, because some of the mamas be telling, that ain't your baby. I've been trying to tell you that, and
So
So ain't no telling. He could look. This is a good chance for him. I want to know how he even found out.
Yeah, that's a whole nother story.
That's what I want to know. Was the baby, getting tested for something, or was she sneaking and cheating, and you was like, test that baby?
I don't know.
Like, what was going on? But hey, that would be a very interesting episode of the Mari Show.
Yeah, and it's better. I don't know. It's better. I hate to say it like this. It's better to find out at 6 months than 6 years or 16 years. All that.
30.
Yeah, which we hear stories of, right?
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah. Well, anyways, we have a question from our inner circle. Sorry this is so late. It's been a while since we have made an episode.
Yeah.
So our question is, what is your biggest marriage challenge in 2021? Do you have an answer?
I'm going to be honest with y'all. I do, but it's not what you think. Actually, no, this is not an answer. I can't think of one.
Oh my god!
I know. I can't think of. I know.
Well,
the biggest marriage.
Now I'm gonna
challenge?
sound like the worst.
Maybe not. I mean, maybe your answer will spark one for me. I don't know, but I just
I don't want no piggyback answer.
It's not no piggyback. I'm not gonna piggyback off your stuff.
I want you to tell me what you was feeling. Anyways, my biggest marriage challenge this year. Last year, thank you, was probably like having a lot on my plate and like putting Trey on the back burner a little bit, kind of a lot of it. Just trying to graduate. At the beginning of the year last year, I was student teaching and working on the weekends. Then I did graduate and I was working, and then I went back to working and going to, I wasn't in school. I was teaching and working, and then like trying to navigate doing all these things for the first time. And so, I come home, I get straight to bed. I'd be like, good night.
Yeah.
So definitely my biggest challenge is trying to prioritize Trey, because I did say, I never really told him this, but I had told myself, when I graduate, things are going to be different. I'm going to be working Monday through Friday, and I won't have to work weekends and stuff. So I'm going to try to put Trey, first and treat him better. And I'm treating him better, but that quality time is struggling. It's struggling. So that was the biggest challenge for me, not because of 2020, but because of all the changes that happened in 2020. So I'm hoping to make some changes this year.
Yeah, man. It's never too late. You know what I'm saying? I ain't tripping. Oh, for real. We good over here. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, what's yours?
Yeah. I was listening to you.
I showed you mine. Now you show me yours.
My cards are blank. You showed me your cards. For real. The biggest challenge was not in the marriage. It was a pandemic.
But that didn't affect our relationship in any way.
I mean, do you think so?
I don't know. I'm just asking. Look, here's the thing.
So, and I'm
not always coasting, but I can coast. I feel a lot longer than Trey, whereas Trey might be, he like, no, you weren't nice or whatever. No. So
I don't know. Maybe I gave her a pass this year or last year, because of
that
COVID.
That sounds so bad.
I know it do. I'm just saying, because I can't really think. And I'm not saying it was. I'm pretty sure there was something.
I cooked a lot more this year.
Exactly. Like, y'all, I'm not saying that there was nothing.
More.
I'm not saying there was nothing. But obviously, whatever it was done fast. Like, there were no lingering, what did they say? Challenge. There were no lingering challenges last year. You know how you have like little stuff,
rough patches and arguments, but it wasn't even like that. Yeah, we didn't have it. We didn't have anything like that.
Man, that's why I guess I can't think of nothing. And again, I'm not saying it was all perfect, but I'm just saying there were not a lot of huge challenges. I can't. I was still trying to think. That's why it would sound like. Anyway, maybe next week I'll have some.
Oh, that's gonna be terrible. Then I'll be sitting over there like, I'm doing better. Chase like,
Y'all,
I just thought of it. She.
I said that. I ain't gonna have nothing next week.
Yes, he ain't watch.
I'm not.
He ain't even gonna remember though. For real.
That's facts. So in the books?
Yeah, this is one in the books. I want y'all to tell me about this toxic positivity. I know I'm probably the only one who feel this way, but look, y'all, being positive can't be toxic. I just don't understand.
Yeah, it sounds real oxymoronic. Is that the word? An oxymoron?
An oxymoron, yeah.
Yeah.
I just
really
don't know.
does.
I don't think being positive can be toxic. But I mean, there is some things that are too much of a good thing. But I'm just like, I can steer this whole ship around by being positive. But being negative, we gonna sink every time.
Yeah. It was so much other stuff that I could have said, but I left it out of this episode. But yeah, that's a good
I could have said some
that's
more
a
too.
good. No, I'm just saying that's a good summary right there, y'all. So, man, with that being said, look, did y'all enjoy this or what?
Yeah,
I did. I enjoyed it. Thank y'all so much for listening to How Do You Love Me? If you're new here, we really appreciate you for listening. Also, don't forget to subscribe. I know you've been listening and you've been caught up in all of this that we've been talking about. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And also, if you're feeling generous, write us a review.
Yeah.
Even if the review is like a suggestion on things on how we can make it better or something that you want us to try and do, we'd love to hear from you. So go ahead and do that. All right. Also, what topics do you want to discuss? Want us to discuss?
Leave us a comment.
Yeah, do that. Give us some advice. All you can do if you want to, just send us an email at HDYLoveme@gmail.com, or you can DM us on Instagram at HDYLM_podcast. Or if that's literally too much work for you, leave us a voicemail. Go to at 682-231-0848. And if you really want to see what's going on already, go ahead and go to HDYLM.com. All right. Remember, it's always grand gratitude over here. That's high thinking, strong faith, simple living, smart work. All right. Peace.
Bye.